Alright, so today we're looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Doc Ock and Aunt May 2-pack. This was delivered to me by Hasbro Post, so actually surprising that they delivered this at a somewhat timely manner this time around. I think this thing released overseas about a month ago, so not too bad on that turnaround there. But I'm actually excited for this because it's the first time we get an Aunt May, and we get this animated style Doc Ock as well with the bendy wire tentacles, so that's what's super exciting about this release. But you see it's in this VHS style size box almost, and it's windowless, of course. Here is one side of the box, here is the other side. So you can see the side of the VHS is there. They're not separate though. That would have been kind of cool, but they're not. And then here is the back side right there. Alright, so here we are with Doc Ock and Aunt May, and these two are just as good as I thought they were going to be. I really like the way these look. Doc Ock is sorta, kinda, not really cel shaded. Really, the only cel shading I see is his glasses. The orange on here, I thought it was cel shading, but it isn't. It's just the way he's colored. But I don't see any cel shading on any other part of the figure. So they definitely toned it back. They toned it down, and there is no cel shading on Aunt May at all. So just the glasses on Doc Ock. And with that said, I wish Doc Ock came with a separate head sculpt so that you could take off the glasses, but he does not. He only comes with this head sculpt right here, and it's a bit of a bummer. But other than that, I really have no gripes. This is a great looking figure. I really like this look for Doc Ock. I love it. It's different from the other ones we've been getting, and it's nice to see it and to add it to our animated Legends collection, you know, with all the Spider-Man animated series stuff that has come out in the retro cards. Aunt May is another figure I just never thought we would get, and it's awesome to have. Of course, she's not super posable or agile because of this long skirt, so her leg articulation is there, but obviously you're not going to be able to utilize any of it. Not that you even would, right? I don't think you would. But anyways, it looks great. Really no issues here on Aunt May either, other than the fact that I'm expecting her to be very limited, and there is no gripes with me because I already know what to expect out of this character and figure. She only does come with a separate pair of hands here, so a pair of fists in case she wants to punch Doc Ock, I don't know, and then the open hands on the figure right there. Same thing goes for Doc. We have the open hands. They're a little bit different. The right hand looks like it could grab something. On the left hand, it's just an open you know, clawing hand there, and then he does get an alternate set of fist posed hands there so he can punch Aunt May back when he gets hit. And of course he does have the tentacles, and these are the bendy wire tentacles we've been waiting for the longest time. Now that being said, I do wish, if I can nitpick here, I do wish it was more of a silver color. They went with, it's a silver gray mold, but it's got this blue tint to it, a little blue hue to it, and it just, I don't know, I wish it was more of a silver more than anything, but I can't really complain too much because they are bendy wire tentacles. The first of its kind ever. Finally took long enough, but it's here, and you can see all four of them. These should be able to plug into this figure and to previous Doc Ock figures as well. Alright, here's just a quick look at him with the tentacles attached to him. They're very, very long, very cool, and you really can bend them in any direction that you may want. And they're pretty sturdy too, so it's nice to see that. Alright, so I will say with the bright lights on, I do see like the kneecaps are slightly different green. That kind of sucks, but when the lights are not so bright, I don't really notice it. So if that's something that bugs you, you know, you might not like the figure. But it's not as bad as I've seen before. I don't know why Hasbro's having trouble with the knees sometimes, but I have seen it on some other figures where the knees are just a slightly different green or different color than the rest of the figure. So they definitely need to fix that. And then also, of course, if you haven't noticed already, there is no torso articulation, there is no ab crunch, there is no diaphragm joint. Not sure why. I feel like they could still fit it in there. They did it with multiple other figures that had things like this in their bag. I feel like this is their reason for it, but then again, you know, there are other figures that have, you know, 6 arms and they could still, you know, have articulation on the torso. So again, I don't know, I feel like they could have at least added a diaphragm joint up here underneath the you know, underneath this yellow. Other than that, he's got all the other points of articulation that you would expect from a Marvel Legend. He does have a barbell peg for the head, and the neck is a separate articulated neck as well, so you have lots of range of motion when it comes to the head. The arms will go forward up until this shoulder guard or pauldron gets in the way, unfortunately, so that's going to hinder it. You're going to have to like angle out the arms, so really it doesn't really go forward and back. It goes in and out. There is a bicep swivel. There are double jointed elbows, and they are pinless, as well as the knees are pinless too. The waist swivels. It is a ball joint at the waist, so it does act like a crunch and a tilt there, so it's better than nothing. Legs will kick forward. They go back down. They go in and out, almost a full split. Then we have a thigh swivel as well as a double jointed knee. As far as the cut on the boot, it does not swivel, which is interesting. I feel like that would have been an easy boot cut, but it's not. There's an ankle hinge, and then there's an ankle rocker at the foot. As for Aunt May, her head sits on a ball jointed hinge, so it does look up. It does look all the way down. But we get a swivel at the at the neck there. Pretty deep head tilting for the most part. There are, the arms do go forward and back all the way around. They go in and out. There is no bicep swivel. There is only a single jointed elbow, so that does swivel at the elbow, as well as a wrist swivel and a hinge at the wrist. There is torso articulation somewhat. I mean, not really. We have a lot of hindering going on, obviously, because of the outfit. So only a waist swivel there. And then, as I mentioned, the legs are articulated, but they're not going to articulate because of the skirt. We do have an ankle hinge and an ankle rocker at the foot right there. Alright, so here's a quick comparison next to the cel-shaded retro carded Spider-Man figure next to Doc Ock, and it looks great. It really does. Doc is actually bending his knee a little bit, so he's actually a little bit taller than what he looks like right now. But I dig it. I mean, these bright, vibrant colors go well with each other. Here's that Peter Parker with the goofy glasses that we got in Wave 1 of the retro carded Spidey line for the animated series, next to her Doc Ock. And then here is Aunt May next to Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy from, again, the retro Spider-Man animated carded series. So overall, I dig this set a lot, and it does... So overall, I do dig this set quite a bit. I love these two figures. They look great. They're going to go very well with my other animated Spider-Man series, Marvel Legends. So you let me know down below in the comment section what you think about this set. And also, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.